Alright, so today we're going to be looking at a question that has been a burning question in the world of the Boss Katana since it came out, really, probably. But at least as long as I've had one. And that is, and you see this in a lot of forums, that sort of thing, is can you use the Boss Katana for bass? That's a good question. And the answer is kind of maybe. I would say it depends on what you've got, personally. If you've got like the little Katana Mini, I'm not sure I'd want to because I don't know if the speaker can handle it. If you've got one of the combos, again, I would say I'm not so sure because it's not the speakers aren't bass speakers. And if you play them too loud with a bass, you're going to tear them up. Now, for just practice, low volume, absolutely, any of them work. For recording, if you're just going to record direct, if you're laying down some guitar tracks and then you want to lay in a bass track, go for it, because you can do that. You can basically use any of the katanas that have the USB out, which is all of them but the Mini, I think, as basically a really big bass DI box. Run it straight into a recording platform, computer, whatever, and record your parts. So for that, it works great too. But we're talking about, let's say, as a gigging solution. Could you gig? Could you play live with a Boss Katana playing bass? And the answer, like I said, is again, maybe. Depends on what katana you've got. If you've got any of the combos, I would say no, not so much, because the speaker isn't really made for it. If you've got the Artist, you probably could get away with it because it has you can plug in an extension cab. And the reason I say it that way is if you're going to use a katana for bass live, the trick to it, at least in my opinion, this is my channel, so my opinion, right, is to have a bass cab hooked up to it. So that's what I'm doing here. I've actually used this a few times. It sounds great. I'll let y'all hear that in a minute. But this is my Boss Katana head plugged into a 410 Trace Elliott bass cab. It is a 300 watt cab, so it can definitely take the 100 watts of katana. So that's what we're going to do. I'll turn it on. We will just play around a little bit. I'll let you hear some sounds from it, and I'll let you be the judge. So let me know what you think in the comments. Make sure you like, subscribe, all that sort of stuff. And if you've got someone who's been asking you, hey, can you use the katana for bass? Send them the link. Let them see this video, because I think it answers the question pretty well as far as can it sound good. Now, obviously, like I said, obviously you can record with it because you got a USB out. You can record bass with this thing on silent mode, or run it into a computer and have some monitors hooked up and hear the bass just fine. But if you've got the head and you've got a bass cab, you got a katana bass rig. I still wish Boss, if you're listening, Boss, would come up with the Boss Nodachi bass amp. Please make a katana designed for the bass. Call it the Nodachi, just because the Nodachi was the really big katana-like sword the samurai used. It'd be perfect. Marketing all the way. Please make one. I'll buy it. I will. I'll tell you that right now. You got one sold right here. So, anyway, that being said, we're going to just play it around a little bit and let y'all hear what it sounds like. And just for your reference, I've got it on the 100 watt mode, and the master is only up to about half. So I don't have it like all the way up, and it's still going to be pretty loud. So here we go. That was the clean amp, so I'm going to put it on the acoustic amp real quick and turn off all of the effects and stuff, so it's just going to be the pure amp tone. what more can I say? It sounds pretty killer, right? All right. Real quick, I'm gonna turn on just a little bit of boost, a little bit of grit to it. Not a whole lot, just a little. So you can put a little dirt on there, and then you've got all your effects. So if you want, I'm not even sure what effects I've got on here right now. We'll see. A little univibe action, or a little tremolo. You can put delay. You got other effects. You can do an octave effect. You can throw on a ton of reverb if you want. Alright, so, I mean, I'm not sure what else I can tell you there. Sounds pretty good, I think. Alright, so there it is. That is the Boss Katana as a bass amp. Is it the ideal bass amp? No. It doesn't have some of the things a lot of bass amps would have. It's only 100 watts, so for bass amps, 100 watts is fairly on the low end of things. That being said, if you happen to have a Boss Katana, and you happen to have a bass cab sitting around, and you put the two together, it's probably going to sound decent. So, it is what it is. Let me know what you think, like I said, and y'all have a great one.